Hi, I'm Lance Henriksen. You're watching Brian Lomax's Movie Talk.
Tell us, Mr. Wayne. What do you fear?
The Dark Knight trilogy is my favourite trilogy of all time. They are my favourite movies of all time. It's very hard to place them in order. I just love them. And the things that I love about them, probably most, is just the execution by Christopher Nolan and the fact that he's able to deal with themes, particular themes, throughout each of his films. Now, with Batman Begins, the theme is fear, and in The Dark Knight, it is chaos, and then with The Dark Knight Rises, it's pain. But let's talk about the theme of fear with Batman Begins. It's everywhere, right down to the characters and just the whole makeup of the film. Now, this film, Batman Begins, came out just a few years after 9/11. People were still really reeling from that, kind of still processing that, and there was a lot of fear. There still is to many degree, but yeah, there was a lot of fear throughout the American nation, throughout the British nation, across the world really, about terrorism and about this, that and the other, about the enemy within, and yeah, it kind of went a bit crazy, particularly if you looked at government policy. And what Nolan does is he takes a superhero movie film and he grounds it in reality, and he deals with something real. He deals with the public consciousness, the fear that is within the public consciousness. And he does it really well through these characters, through these comic book characters. So we have these enemies who are all about fear. We've got a terrorist in Ra's al Ghul, and then we've got the Scarecrow, who is, you know, the most obvious who deals with fear. He's all about kind of getting to grips with people's fears and making them experience fear. Then we have Bruce Wayne, Batman, who builds his whole kind of alter ego, this Batman character, on fear. The whole point of Batman is to instill fear into criminals. And Bruce Wayne has to overcome his fear of bats in order to bring this character to life. So that is saying to us that, you know, we as people, in order to face this threat of terrorism or whatever is going on in the world, we need to overcome our fears in order to be able to properly deal with it. And yeah, so what Nolan's done is he's crafted a brilliant film that you can take on just a comic book superhero level, or you can read into and really kind of delve deep into the theme of fear.
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Kill the Batman.
The predominant theme of this film, I think, is chaos. And that has never been so perfectly personified than in the character of the Joker, played here by Heath Ledger, of course, who went on to win an Oscar for this brilliant performance. But what this character does is he's a whirlwind, he's a tornado. He just comes in, causes a whole lot of chaos for all of our main characters, and then exits stage left at the end. But what the film deals with is the fallout from that. So this chaos that the Joker causes, that he leaves this city in, this mess, how do we go forward from that? How do we move on from that? Like in the first film, we talked about this fear of terrorism and goodness knows what. This is kind of the embodiment of that. The Joker is the ultimate terrorist. So we're being struck with that chaos. So how are we going to react? Are we going to fold? Or are we going to stand up to it? Are we going to do what is necessary to defeat or to combat this chaotic kind of force? Now we see in the character of Harvey Dent that he folds. He, you know, quite rightly, I'm sure many of us in his position would. But Batman doesn't. He takes one for the team. He takes it on the nose, in fact. He takes the blame for the chaos that resulted from the Joker, but ended in Harvey Dent, Two-Face. He takes the blame for Two-Face's crimes.
Did they kill him?
I'm not sure.
Why didn't you just kill me?
Your punishment must be more severe.
This film deals with the idea of pain, with the theme of pain. Batman really goes through the ringer in this film. He is moulded by pain. He was moulded by pain to begin with the tragedy of his parents. But in this film, we get a villain who really introduces him in a whole new way to the meaning of pain. He breaks his back. He tortures his city. And we see in this film how Batman reacts to that pain, how the pain makes him stronger once he learns to overcome it. In the last film, we saw how he dealt with chaos and how overcoming that in the way that he does, by taking the blame, taking the fallout for things, he overcomes it. He becomes the hero. In this film, he literally has to pick himself back up again, reconstruct his body, and come and defeat the villain that kind of put him in that position. But even Bane himself is a villain born out of pain. We look at his tragic past and we see that in many ways he could very well much be Bruce. He could be Bruce Wayne. He could have gone the way that Bruce Wayne went, but he didn't. He went the opposite way. So we see these two characters, these two different characters, and how pain has affected their lives, how it has steered their lives. Ultimately, Nolan's trilogy, this film included, as part of that obviously, is a masterpiece, the whole lot. It deals with really weighty themes, and it deals with them in a grounded level that shows us the ways in which humanity reacts to all manner of different dark situations, with Bruce Wayne, Batman, obviously being the ultimate hero to rise out of that.